afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's state tournament opener. It's quarterfinal round day. The winners move to the semifinals on Friday. The championship back here at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. And we open the tournament with the defending state champion, number 1 seeded Spalding Spartans, going up against Central Decatur, the number 8 seed, but very likely the best number 8 seed from what we can find out of the 4 classes in the state tournament. At 20-7, Central Decatur, obviously the best number 8 seed in this state tournament. Spalding at 32-5. They've been rated number 1 at times this year. They come in rated number 8 in the latest poll before the tournaments began, but the Spartans are playing state championship like baseball, having taken out Remsen St. Mary's in the district finals. Well, we should have a pretty good pitcher's duel there to start the tournament off. A hard-throwing right-hander and Aaron Kipner throwing for Central Decatur's Cardinals. Spalding will be going with their left-handed ace, Alex Booden, who's given up only 7 earned runs all year long and carries a 0.66 ERA into today's tournament opener. Central Decatur will open up with Aaron Kipner, the pitcher, in the leadoff spot. Mark Erkey will bat second and play center field. Jeremy Jones, the first baseman, hits third. Kyle Norman, the shortstop, hits cleanup. He's just a freshman. Cole Christensen, second baseman, hits fifth. Tony Smith, the right fielder, hits sixth. Jeremiah Howell, the center fielder, hits seventh. Tim Bowers, the third baseman, hits eighth. And Sam Anderson, the left fielder, in the number 9 spot. Central Decatur at 20-7.
Starters for the home team, Spalding Catholic Spartans. Number 21, Jeff Schrader. Number 7, Dan Huber. Number 4, Matt Potter. Number 14, Nate Hines. Number 40, Justin Litt. Number 34, Jeremy Nye. Number 22, John Bunker. Number 30, Doug Schrader. Number 11, Brett Hansen. Number 42, Evan Todbon. Number 5, Derek Younger. Now the starting lineup for the Spartans. Leading off, playing center field, number 29, Adam Nye. Batting second, catching number 18, Matt Sauber. Batting third, playing third base, number 33, Matt Reichley. Batting fourth, shortstop, number 1, Dean Lee. Playing first base, number 20, Luke Corky. Batting 8, from right field, number 3, Andy Litt. Batting 9, from left field, number 17, Justin Cruz. Coaches for the Spartans, head coach, Bill Wicker. And he's assisted by Dave Hines and Luke Reichley.
Well, the Spartans, of course, have taken a little longer route to get here. They've had to play an additional ball game along their tournament trail. They open with a 14-0 win over Harris Lake Park. Then it was 2-0 over Central Lyon, 15-0 over Clay Central Everly, 3-0 over Remsen St. Mary's before the 4-1 sub-state win over West Harrison. Central Decatur beat Lamoni 8-0. Murray 12-5. Lennox, who has been a state tournament visitor in the past, 6-4 in the district finals, and then beat Trainer 5-1 in the sub-state. Trainer, the team that Spalding shut out in the opening game last year, 15-0. Spartans take the field, and let's look at them defensively. At first base, Luke Horkey. Second base, Matt Newman. Dean Meese at short. Matt Reichley at third. Out in left field, Justin Kuntz. Center fielder is Adam Nye. Andy List in right field. Catcher is Matt Golliver. Pitching today, Alex Booden. And let's look at Alex's stats as updated for us by the coaching staff from Spalding. Booden is 10-0 with a 0.66 ERA in 74 innings. He's given up 43 hits, struck out 93. He's walked only 7 and has given up only 7 earned runs and yet to give up an earned run on the tournament trail. Spalding as a team hitting .359. Central Decatur as a team comes in not hitting quite that well, but they're another pretty good hitting ball club. They're hitting up there, I guess we don't have their team batting average, but hitting up there above 300 as a team as well. Their best hitter is Mark Erke, an All-Stater last year, hitting at 486 as the regular season drew to a close. He's one of 4 players whose offense produces 20 or more runs. Jeremy Jones hitting at 348, Tony Smith at 325, and Aaron Kettner at 318. That's from the senior class. Juniors, Tim Bowers, a 387 hitter with 23 RBIs. Cole Christensen, a 340 hitter with 16 ribbies. Sam Anderson, a 335 hitter with 20 RBIs. Gives him a little more pop on the offense. And then in the cleanup spot, Kyle Norman, a freshman, has homered 4 times and driven in 22. So they're a team that can hit the ball as well. This pitcher for them today, we've heard a little bit about him. He struck out 127 batters in 72 innings. He's got an ERA of 2.82, a 7-4 record coming into the tournament today. And as we get set to start, the sun appears for the first time this afternoon. It's finally reached Carroll from up in northwest Iowa. Beautiful, sunny, pleasant afternoon. Had so many warm ones down here. Certainly contrasting the 99 tournament start that had so much heat. Umpires were having problems before the end of the opening game of the day. First pitch of the game, Alex Buden in for a strike to Aaron Kettner. Kettner hitting at 319 in the year, 7 doubles. And the breaking ball just missed the outside corner. Wayne Bowers in his 17th year as the head coach at Central Decatur, his 20th all total, and he's retiring after the tournament. There's a foul ball off to the right, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, this facility never looked better. Beautiful, beautiful stadium down there. A lot of you folks that have been down for the CYO or other Carroll hosted tournaments in the past know what we mean, but they really spruce it up for state tournament week. Breaking ball just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's a pitch that I know the coaching staff likes to see Alex get early in the ball game. Awful close to being rung up on a called 3rd strike. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. Aaron Kettner down on strikes to start the ball game. 1 guy at the top of the first, and Mark Erke up. All of the Spalding fans just off to our left here, and they pretty much take up half of this grandstand section. Well, the Central Decatur folks didn't come quite en masse like the Spalding folks did. They're down around the Lamoni area. Graceland College, in fact, uses their field for their spring home games during the college season. Mark Erke at the plate. Erke hitting at .533 now with 12 doubles, 4 triples, 2 home runs. There's a strike. Then the Spalding kids ran onto the field for infield. The Spalding fans were creating a lot of noise here, and that's high for the ball. Spalding kids have had about 5 days off since the sub-states. Same goes for Central Decatur, but that's about as long as these kids are used to. A little longer than they're used to in between games. There's a strike in the corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first. Second game here today will pit North Iowa against Lone Tree. Lone Tree and Central Decatur newcomers to the tournament. That's fouled back over our head, and the count holds at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Folks still coming into the arena here tonight, or today. Tonight's games at 6 o'clock. Mason City Newman plays Linville Sully. Spalding, of course, beat Linville Sully 18-2 last year, and the Lansing Key, who met Spalding in the title game.
To Erke, ground ball right side. Newman sits on it, throws over to first. And Luke Erke on the receiving end of it.
2 up, 2 down here in the top of the first inning, and it brings up Jeremy Jones. Jeremy hitting at .311 with 8 doubles, couple of home runs. Driven in 30 runs. Tell you, there's some, like Spalding, all up and down the lineup, these kids can hit. So Alex Buden will have a big challenge here today. There's a strike to the knees to Jeremy Jones, a senior first baseman. Start off with 3 seniors, then the freshman, then a junior, and then another senior.
1-1 the count, 2 outs, bases empty. Swung on ground ball, third baseman took a wicked hop. Reichley up with it, throws over to first in time. And the Central Decatur goes in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left.
Pitching today is Aaron Kettner. Talked a little bit about Kettner's stats. 127 strikeouts in 72 innings. He's given up 54 hits. Only 36 walks, so like Buden, he doesn't walk many. a 2.82 ERA, a 7-4 record. This team had a mid-season slump when they lost a lot of their 7 games, and most of Kettner's 4 losses happened during that stretch. They were having a lot of rainouts, so they just kind of lost some consistency, but they got back on track and finished strong. They come in here at 20-7, by far the best record among the number 8 seeded teams in this tournament. Kind of a sleeper, Dave Hine calls him. Adam Nye steps in for the first at-bat for Spalding in this tournament, takes it away for ball 1. Adam Nye starts the day at 3-13. He's got 7 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. That's a fastball right over the top for strike 1, 1-1. This Kettner does come right at you. Cardinals in the all-white sleeveless look with the red sleeves, the red baseball socks, the red caps, cards across the front and script. Spalding wearing the black today. They've got the pinstripe look, but they're in the black jerseys, gold numbers today. Their names on their back. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's away. It's 3-1. Well, this is the first visit for Central Decatur. They've been on the verge a couple of other times. 2 years ago, they lost in the sub-state to Lennox. So they've got a few butterflies. That's a strike, and it's 3-2. Nye leads this team in drawing base on balls. And Matt Golliver, pretty good at it. Golliver next, actually the leader at 23. Nye with 15. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. So he came back from 3-1, and Kettner got his man. He's not as tall as Alex Buden. I'll tell you about a 5'9", 5'10" athlete. Aaron Kettner, but he comes right over the top. It's a good motion. Matt Golliver at the plate. Golliver having a good postseason, 394 average, 19 doubles, a triple, a home run, 30 runs batted in. That's a strike on the corner, breaking ball away. About all right-handed hitters for the Spartans. Here's the pitch. That's strike 2 on the corner. Another good fastball. Doesn't have as big a bend in his curveball as Alex Buden does, but he throws a little harder than Buden probably. Buden kind of sneaky fast. This kid's been clocked in the low 80s. That's foul off to the right and out of play. A lot of foul territory at this part. Plays 326 to left field, 322 down the right field line, 353 to the right field alley, 358 up the left field alley, 392 to dead center. Of course, it's more college dimensions than high school, but the ball carries well here. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, struck him out.
Miss, got away from the catcher for Central Decatur. Coming up cleanly with it as Jeremiah Howell throws over to first base in time.
And Matt Reichley at the plate. This guy was 9 for 13 in his sophomore state tournament last year. He made 2, if not 3, spectacular plays at third base. Had just an unbelievable tournament, and he's been hitting pretty well all year. Takes a strike. Reichley comes into the state tournament at 478 with 19 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Here's the pitch, and that's strike 2 in the corner. All of a sudden, Dennis Glancy has really widened the plate. He's given that outside corner to Mr. Kettner. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on 3 pitches. That was 81 miles an hour. He got some of the guys with the guns right down here in front of us. Strikes off the side, and that's no easy task against the Spartan lineup. So both teams down in order in the first. They've had a look at each other's ace. Back after this timeout for the time of the second. 0-0 at the state tournament. Yeah, first left-handed hitter we've seen. Kyle Norman will step in from the left side of the plate. The freshman shortstop. Here's the pitch from Buden, and that's going to be hit down the right field line. It's twisting foul. It'll be playable. List comes over, but he can't get to it. Drops out of reach. Didn't get over the fence, but it's a long run from your right field spot to the fence here in foul territory. The fence runs parallel to the line all the way to the outfield fence. If you've never been here, just to give you a little picture of this, got a blue tarpaulin fence around the entire outfield, so it's a great hitter's background here.
Swung on, lifted high in the air. Could be a play for Golliver. Third baseman Reichley charging on. He calls everyone off, makes the play, and Kyle Norman is retired. On the follow-out to Matt Reichley for out number 1 of the inning.
And Cole Christensen up, second baseman. Cole Christensen hitting at 253. Norman, the freshman, was at 288 coming into the state tournament with 5 home runs. Tony Smith After these first two hitters, Christensen just a junior. First pitch from Booten is low for the ball. But this field is just sculptured like any professional ballpark with the cuts real clean all the way around the infield. Swing and a miss. By that we mean the grass is just tailored perfectly. Sometimes in these high school parks you see the grass kind of growing out of the perfect line, but not here. The cuts are clean. It's outside for the ball. Couldn't get him to go chasing. 2 balls, 1 strike on Cole Christensen. So far, Alex Booten's retired. The first 4 he's faced.
53, a rough tournament series for him so far. Line drive in left field, and that's going to drop in for the first base hit of the evening, of the afternoon, for either team. That'll bring up Tony Smith, the right fielder. And Alex Booten surrenders the first base hit of the afternoon.
And he'll hit from the left side of the plate. Tony Smith hitting at .250 on the year with 5 doubles and a home run. 14 runs batted in. Runner back at first base head first. Cole Christensen being kept close. Stolen bases, and they don't have a lot of those, so it's not a team that runs a lot, apparently. That's outside for the ball. Nope, hit the corner for a strike. Now 2 stolen bases, the most anybody has, so it's not a team that runs a lot. Try and play for the big innings. There's a liner off the end of the bat. That one's going to just kick foul over third base. Wow, that was trouble. That would have been extra bases for sure. That hit foul by about a foot. Right over Reichley's head. Opposite field attempt there to bloop one in. No balls and a strike on Tony Smith. Throw to first and the runner is back. Horky did a great job of stopping the one hopper. He just smothered it. Got down on his knees and smothered it. Horky, a tremendous defensive first baseman, gives you a good stretch over there. He'll, I think, impress everybody how well he can stretch. That's outside, pitched away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to see if he'd go fishing. Booten very rarely throws a strike on 0-2. The stretch, Alex delivers, breaking ball. Ooh, just missed it. Ball 2. The oohs and ahs from the Spalding folks were right up behind home plate, and that didn't look too bad. It looked like it broke into the last minute, but the umpire wouldn't give it to him. 2-2. Throw to first and the runner back. And you got 4 umpires working this one. You got 1 on each base, just like the big leagues. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Smith got a big cut, but missed it. Second strikeout for Alex Booten today. 2 outs. Jeremiah Howell at the plate, a sophomore catcher. Rip it off the shin guards. And he'll step in for the right side of the plate. Matt Reichley comes in and says something to Booten. Those 2, along with Dean Meese, will be back next year. Newman, Horky, and the catcher Golliver all going to be lost to graduation after the state tournament. That's a throw over to first again, the runner back. As far as outfielders back for the Spartans, all 3 are gone. So they're going to have a heavy graduation loss off this team. There's a strike. 7 of the 9 from last year's state championship team played last year. 7 of the 9 came back. Kelly Roeder, a real big loss. That's a swing and a miss and 1 to the dirt. Golliver with a nice block. No balls, 2 strikes. For Spalding, middle 3 in their order, due up in the second. Meese, Newman, and Booten. A lot of times it takes them a trip through the batting order to kind of catch on to a pitcher. So far, Kentner has struck out the side. Missed away. Struck out the first 3 he faced, Nye, Golliver, and Reichley, and that's no easy task, especially Golliver. He very rarely strikes out. So Kentner is going to be the real deal. Strike 3 called in the inside corner. Run him up. Check swing, so I think it was a call more than a ring up. That might have been an evening up one there, because that looked a little more out of the strike zone than the one earlier. No runs a hit, no errors, 1 left. We've gone to an inning and a half. No score in the first game of today's state tournament between number 1 seed Spalding and number 8 seed Central Decatur. Back at tournament action being brought to you by Bunkers Feed and Supply, Murphy Painting, Vernon Communications, and Northern Iowa Telephone, Allers Trucking, and the Garden Gate, plus the OK Cafe. Leading it off for Spalding, Dean Meese here in the second, facing Aaron Kentner. Breaking ball, missed high for ball 1. Meese starting the day, hitting at .339 with 7 doubles, a triple, a home run, 29 runs batted in. There's a strike in the corner. Good fastball. And they're running the radar guns down here below us. He's been consistently with that fastball in the low 80s, which is pretty good for high school speed. Not many high school kids throw in the 80s. There's a good fastball in on the hands, and a swing and a miss by Dean Meese. He's down 1 ball, 2 strikes. Adam Nye, Matt Golliver, Matt Reichley have all gone down on strikes so far. That's fouled back, just got a piece of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the winner of this plays at noon again on Friday against the winner of Game 2 today. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, almost hit him. Missed away inside. Boy, that had a sharp break to it. Really had a bend to it. Second game today, we'll pit North Iowa. Buffalo Center against Lone Tree. Check swing, but he was rung up anyway. Called third strike. Meese down on strikes. So there's 2 in the well, 1 in the well, and all 4 have gone down via strikeouts. And that's just unheard of for this Spalding team. They're a team that puts the ball in play. Dave Heinck said, well, we'll see what this kid's got. He may overmatch some of our hitters, but to overmatch all of them will be a real surprise. Matt Newman hitting at .353 on the year. 5 doubles, had a good year. Played a solid second base. Takes the first pitch away for ball 1. Kettner in a nice rhythm out there. Breaking ball, that's in for a strike. He's really got the Spalding hitters off balance. He's mixed the pitches well, and he's got them all in for strikes. So I don't think this kid's nervous. If he was, he's lost it now. There's
had some unhittable stuff. Newman trying to push it up the first base line, and he's going to be tagged out by the first baseman. Newman retired unassisted by the first baseman for out number 2 of the inning.
Dave Heinck, talking to me before the ball game, said if we played at a park as big as this one back at Vosburg Field, our averages would be about 10 to 20 points higher, because they're a gap-hitting ball club. Not a team with a home run mentality at all. They'll scratch for runs sometimes. They know how to play fundamentally sound baseball. Breaking ball, and Buden fouls it off. Buden hits right-handed but throws left-handed. Hitting at .333, 10 doubles and a triple, 22 runs batted in. And Aaron Kittner in control so far for Central Decatur into the dirt. Well, Central Decatur certainly knows being seeded number 8. They don't have much respect here, so they can come in pretty relaxed. Spalding's got the bullseye on their back. They're the defending state champs. Everybody targeting them, and they're not going to sneak up on anybody this year. Missed away. And, again, Dave Heinck had an interesting thought on repeating his champions. He said he thinks it's harder to win 2 in a row than it is 3 in a row.
2-1 pitch. Just like that, he comes back with a fastball, and Buden lines it into right field for a 2-out single for the Spalding Spartans. And the Spartans have their first base runner of the afternoon, and we will see a courtesy runner now for the Spalding Spartans as Alex Buden breaks the ice and gets a base runner on for the black and gold. Coming in to run for Buden will be List. And that is Justin List.
Both teams with a hit now. And the Spartans pretty good at doing stuff with 2 outs, so let's see if they can keep the rally going. Harkey. Guy goes up, takes his cuts. He's only walked 6 times this year. Luke's kind of anxious. He was in the batter's box. The umpire had him put the mask back on. So now we're ready to go. Harkey with a little bit of an open stance. He said he adjusted that going into the sub-state. Pops the first one up out of play off to the right. The kid that really enjoys playing this game, like so many of the Spartans do. He'll be sorry to see it end here at the high school level, I'm sure. No balls, 1 strike on Luke Harkey. Throw to first, and List is back. And Justin List running down at first base. No score, bottom of the second, 2 outs. Spartans have a base runner, foul tip into the middle of the catcher Smith. Or Howell, I'm sorry, Jeremiah Howell catching today for Central Decatur. Now it's no balls, 2 strikes, and Luke Harkey. He's got to protect. Stretch by Kentner. The set, and there's the throw over to first, runner back. Well, Spartans will run. They have swiped 101 bases, only been caught 5 times all year at 106 attempts. Little roller.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, third baseman. Up with it. Throw over to first base. Dug up nicely by Jeremy Jones, and Horkey is retired 5-3 for out number 3 of the inning. Spalding Spartans get a base runner, but that's it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 2. We're scoreless.
Well, we had a chance to visit a little bit with the media covering Central Decatur. They told me they play in the Pride of Iowa Conference. Martinsdale St. Mary won that conference this year. Back Central Decatur was no better than 4th, so they ended up really rolling at the end of the season, kind of putting it all together. Some of the towns that make up their school system: Van Wert, Leon, where the school is located, Decatur City, and Davis City. Central Decatur from down around the Lamoni area, right along the Missouri border, if you're not familiar with where Lamoni is at. First pitch to Tim Bowers, the third baseman here, to open up the third, is away for a ball. Alex Budin with 3 strikeouts, giving up 1 hit. And hits the corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tournament action being brought to you by J&A Homes, by Willett Insurance, Community Bank, K-Outlet, Dutch Mill Pharmacy. There's a line.
As well, 1-1 pitch on the way. Hot shot at the second baseman. Newman's up with it, throws over to first in time. And Bowers is retired 4-3 for out number 1 of the.
And will there be another celebration back at Vosburg Field where they had to send off last night for the team? We'll see. Actually, they didn't leave yesterday. They had a send-off for him last night, but they actually didn't leave till this morning, Matt Golliver tells me.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball to Reichley. Reichley up with it, throws across the diamond, gets the out. And Sam Anderson is retired 5-3 for out number 2 of the inning.
So far, both teams making all the plays. And there's 2 gone here in the third. That'll bring up Aaron Kentner, the leadoff hitter. Kentner at .319. Kentner struck out to open the ball game.
And much tougher the second time around. The bunt is laid down by Kentner. Kentner reaches on the single, the bunt single, and Kentner on with a 2-out bunt single.
Budin tried to slide and get it, and he slid right on past it, and then Reichley didn't have a chance. Tried to scoop it and throw it, and he didn't pick it up either. Second hit. Kentner aboard with 2 outs, and Mark Erkey, who's hitting .533 at the plate. This got to make somebody a college player with that kind of a batting average. Central Decatur does play quite a few 2A teams. Of course, Spalding plays up as high as 3A sometimes. One of their 5 losses dealt them by 3A Sioux City North. They've lost to Storm Lake St. Mary's, who was rated all year, throw to first and the runner back, and 3 of the losses to Remsen St. Mary's, who was rated as high as 2nd in the state. Lost in extra innings to Storm Lake St. Mary's, 2 one-run losses to Remsen St. Mary's, and a 2-run loss to St. Mary's. Erkey takes that for a strike. It's no balls, 1 strike. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball, that's going to be high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carroll Kemper in the 3A tournament, so that's got everybody excited around here. They haven't been in the state tournament since, I believe they told me, 1976.
With a huge contingent again. With fly ball right field. Backing up, making the play near the foul line is Andy List on the line drive by Mark Erkey. Got a little bit of air under it. He's retired for the 3rd out of the inning. Central Decatur goes no runs. They get a bunt single, no hit, or 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, still scoreless.
Tournament baseball on KLEM, Lamar's, Iowa. Denny Callahan down there at Carroll Stadium today. Central Decatur and Spalding, the very first tournament game of the 2001 tournament. There'll be 4 first-round 3A games tomorrow here. Semifinals in both classes on Friday, championships in both classes on Saturday. No consolation in the state tournament. 2A and 4A being played over at Marshalltown. 2A's this afternoon and tonight. 4A's tomorrow. Of course, we got 2 Siouxland teams in that 2A tournament. Out of the War Eagle, team that finished 3rd to Spalding and Remsen St. Mary's. Sergeant Love Luton made their first ever state tournament visit. So good luck to Ricky Admire. They'll play at 2 today. Emmitsburg playing right now out of the Lakes Conference. There's a strike in the corner to Andy List. Seniors leading it off here in the 3rd. There's a swing and a miss for a strike. Andy hitting at 368. 8 doubles, 2 triples, 25 runs batted in. No balls, 2 strikes. Aaron Kentner has been everything that the coaches heard he was. Breaking ball, that's a good one, strike 3. Swing and a miss, feebly swinging at a 3rd strike. He had him bending away. Boy, this kid's got the stuff. Throws in the low 80s with a fastball, and then that breaking ball's getting in there. That's what's got Spalding off balance right now. You can eventually catch up to a fastball, but mix that with a good sharp breaking curveball, he's got him completely off balance.
Here's the pitch, and Kuntz trying to bunt his way on, lays it down, third baseman charging, throws over to first, not in time, and Kuntz is on with a bunt single, and that'll bring up Adam Nye. Kuntz laid down a dandy, died about a third of the way up the third base line. Third baseman Tim Bowers charged, made the throw over to first base, but it was late by at least a step, and that'll bring up Adam Nye with a runner on first base.
1 out. Both teams with a bunt single here in the 3rd. Both teams, I think, beginning to realize neither pitcher is going to be too free about giving up base hits or walks today. So base runners are going to be at a premium. This might be one of those 1-0, 2-1 type ball games. Adam Nye at the plate. He struck out his first at bat. He tries to bunt as well and fouls it back up on the roof of the grandstands behind home plate. Talked a little bit about this field and some of the layout of it. We talked about the blue tarpaulin fence around this place. Out beyond the outfield fence, they've got ballparks, Little League ballparks, and then residential area out beyond center field. Another bunt attempt, that's fouled back. Now it's no balls, 2 strikes. Apartment houses out beyond the right field fence. Teams all go up to the Little League parks and work out before their turn to get on the diamond takes place out beyond the right field fence. It's kind of a more or less a recreational / Little League diamond beyond the left field fence. That's where Jamie Pick of Galen socked one into that area beyond the left field fence to win the 1995 state championship for Galen here. Memory for a lot of Galen fans. Now he's going to take one in the back. On an 0-2 pitch, he takes one in the small of the back. A fastball, that couldn't have felt too good, but he hustles down to first base. He'll take one for the team. The 33rd time the Spartans have been hit by pitches this year. Nye is not one of those guys that gets hit very much. That's only the 3rd time he's been tagged by one. Second time he's been tagged by one. I bring up Matt Golliver. This guy will put something in play here, you can bet. It's going to be
time either team has had a runner in scoring position. Fly ball center field, charging and unable to make the play, and the ball drops between 3 outfielders the second baseman and 2 outfielders for Central Decatur, and Matt Golliver's on with a Texas leaguer to right center field
for Matt Reichley. So Golliver hit one off the fist, but it fell into shallow center. They were playing an awful deep center field, and Erke couldn't get to it. This park is so much bigger than most of the high school parks these kids play in. It's kind of hard to gauge where to play the outfield in this stadium. Matt Reichley at the plate. Spalding's best hitter at .478. Their leading run producer at 40 RBIs. Their best home run hitter at 3. But this is a team that doesn't think home run much. That kind of takes care of itself. If they hit a home run, it wasn't because they were trying. Reichley struck out back in the first. Here's the stretch. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball over his head. And the Spartans, the second time through the order, are putting some pressure on. Bases full, 1 out.
Breaking ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, line drive into center field. That's going to drop in and score 1 at least. And Bill Webker will hold the runner up at third. And the bases are still loaded for the Spalding Spartans. So Reichley with a single to score the run. An RBI for Matt Reichley. Justin Kuntz got it all started with a bunt single. And he comes in to score the run. Adam Nye advances over to third base. Matt Golliver to second after the Texas leaguer. And Matt Reichley with a line drive to right center field to score the game's first run. Spalding has pieced together a threat here. First pitch to Meese, in there for a called strike 1.
To the knees. Got Nye down at third. Golliver at second. Reichley at first. 1-0 Spalding. in the bottom of the third. 3, 4, 5 due up in the fourth for Central Decatur. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive. Look out. Fouled it into the seats. Off to the right. They got netting that protects everybody here in the grandstand, but if you sit in the bleachers behind the dugouts, you're kind of on your own. Folks in the first base bleachers, all Central Decatur fans, line to right.
On the way. Swung on, line drive to right field. Right fielder backing up. He's not going to make the play. Extra bases for Dean Meese. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. A third run, Matt Golliver's going to get hung up, and Golliver's going to have to try and score. And now Golliver will try to get it caught in the rundown, and that's going to be it. Matt Golliver saw the throw coming in, stopped about halfway to home plate, and ends up getting caught and retired.
It was a double for Meese. Golliver, usually a pretty good base runner and pretty speedy base runner, but he didn't make it. He got about halfway to the plate, and that throw was a good relay, and then a great throw to the plate, and he was going to be dead, so he tried to get back. But Reichle prevented that from happening. He'd already rounded third base, so there was no place to go back to, and he was tagged out at the plate. 9-3-2. Newman going to swing and miss at the first offering. 2-0 Spartans. So a great relay by Central Decatur saves them a run. 2 are out. Runners at second and third. Swing and a miss by Newman. No balls, 2 strikes. The throw came from right fielder Tony Smith to the first baseman Jeremy Jones. And then from there to the catcher, Jeremiah Howell, and Howell ended up running him down. Golliver didn't know where to go. Here's the pitch. That's a foul tip. Just stays alive in and out of the mitt of Jeremiah Howell, the sophomore catcher. No balls, 2 strikes. Second and third, Spalding would love to pick up one or both these runners still out there. Spalding with 3 successive hits as Golliver, Reichle, and Meese all had their second looks at Mr. Kentner. Here's the pitch. Just missed away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kentner, we understand, is going to Ellsworth Community College to start out with, but not a real tall kid, about an average-sized high school athlete. Breaking ball struck him out. That's going to be it for Spalding. They pick up a couple of runs on 4 hits. No errors. They leave 2 stranded. Had 1 cut down at the plate. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It's 2-0 Spalding. Now let's see what the big left-hander can do. He's only given up 7 earned runs all year. Spartans have given up only 1 run, period, since the regular season ended. That's pretty amazing. Broadcast sponsors include Hanson Green and Livestock, Windmill Park Jewelers, Poverty Acre Feedlot Incorporated, Carl's Bodybuilders, and Buden Plumbing and Heating. Big thanks to those Spalding Spartan rooters. Now come aboard for state tournament baseball.
First baseman, number 10, Jeremy Jones.
Jeremy Jones going to lead it off. The first baseman, the number 3 hitter, starting her off for Central Decatur's Cardinals, and he'll take the first pitch low for the ball. He grounded out to third baseman Matt Reichle last time. Here's the pitch, and that's away. 2-0. Yeah, Buden really gets tough when he gets a lead. He really starts relaxing and challenging hitters then.
5 hitters, and a 2-0 pitch hit in the air to right field, and that's going to drop in front of Andy West. Jeremy Jones with a leadoff single for Central Decatur, and we'll see if the Cardinals are able to mount a threat and reply to the Spalding Spartans. 2 runs in the home half of the 3rd inning.
Jeremy Jones with his first hit of the game, 3rd for the contest for Central Decatur. Left-handed hitting Kyle Norman, a freshman shortstop. Foul out to third last time. Lines 1 foul off to the left. It's kind of an inside-out swing on this guy. Norman hitting at .288 with 3 doubles, a triple, 5 home runs. Driven in 31 runs. They've got 3 guys in the 3rd, 4th, 5th position that have 30, 31, and 30 home runs in that order. Jones with 30, Norman with 31, Christensen with 30. So 3 good run producers right in the heart of their order. And then Kettner and Erke, the table setters at the top. Erke hitting over 500. Buden's delivery, and that's in for a strike on the outside corner. Got a a couple of left-handers in the lineup, so he's a perfect match, really, for Central Decatur.
Corner, here's the 0-2 pitch, ground ball through the hole between third and short. Dean Meese coming over to cover second base on the stolen base attempt. Hit and run, and Jeremy Jones is on second base. Kyle Norman's on first. Back-to-back singles for Central Decatur, and that'll bring up their second baseman, number 5 hitter, Cole Christensen.
Christensen, a .253 hitter, 3 doubles. He has driven in 30 runs on the year. He's got 2 teammates out there, a big run producer like this. This team, it doesn't look like they play station-to-station baseball like Spalding does. They'll go more for the knockout punch. Bowden out of the stretch. Takes a look at those 2 base runners.
Swung on, lifted high in the air, left side. Reichle could have a play on it, drifting over near the light standard, unable to make the play on the warning track. Got turned around, got near the fence, and the ball drops. Strike 1, 0-1 the count.
And it turns out to be just a loud strike. No balls, 1 strike. Just a very gentle breeze coming in over the center field fence, probably about 3 to 5 miles an hour. Just making it a gorgeous day. This may be one of the better state tournament days there's been, especially in recent memory anyway. State tournament split between Marshalltown and Carroll for the first time in 1995. Galen won that first 1A title here. After playing in the 94 tournament at Marshalltown, they added teams and they split the field. Bowden looking in for his side. No balls, 1 strike on Cole.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, throw over to first base. Looked like they might have gotten the runner leaning the wrong way. And he's able to get back safely. Here's Kyle Norman.
And Bowden quickly fired one over that Orkey, about handcuffed Orkey. They had him picked up, but Orkey wasn't on the bag. No balls, 1 strike. Bowden's delivery. And a check swing, but it's in there for a strike. Doesn't matter whether it's took a cut at it or not. No balls, 2 strikes. Good off-speed breaking ball. Christensen, a base hit back in the second inning. Here's the stretch. Gonna work him away. Wouldn't get him to go fishing. I'd like to see him dangle that thing just a little closer to the outside corner. Goliver really sets up about a foot and a half off the plate, so he never even comes close. Never see many people offer it that one. 1 and 2, here's the pitch. Inside and tight, nice block by Matt Goliver. Boy, he'll save you probably about 5 bases a game at least with the way he blocks low pitches. And Bowden throws a lot of breaking balls into the dirt. His ball really takes a big break down. 2-2, 2 on and nobody out. No indication Central Decatur is going to be bunting here, so the
2-2 pitch, swung on, bouncing ball back to the pitcher, throw over to first base. They get the runner. Goliver took over at the last instant.
It looked like it was going to be a comebacker right to Bowden on the mound, but it really got hit over the top of it, and it only trickled out about halfway between the pitcher's mound and the catcher's box. And Goliver thought Bowden was going to take it, and Bowden ran on by it, so Goliver had to really hustle to make the play. There won't be a sacrifice. That wasn't the intention, but it worked the same way. Second and third, tying runs in scoring position for right fielder Tony Smith. Swing and a miss, big cut. Tony Smith hitting at .250 with 5 doubles, a home run coming into the state tournament. He's driven in 14. He's got 2 teammates out there on the base pass, both in scoring position. Here in the 4th, that's a swing and a miss, strike 2. This is where Bowden so often gets a strikeout. He doesn't necessarily strike out a lot of people, but this is where he'll really go for it to get out of this jam. West Harrison had this kind of a situation, 2 strikeouts, and then they were up 1-0 at the time. That's away for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. West Harrison was up 1-0 at the time. They got second and third and 1 out in the third, and Bowden shut him down with a strikeout. And then another strikeout. And then the Spartans took the lead, and he was never in trouble the rest of the way. Swing and a miss, way futilely a 1 out of the strike zone. Second time Smith struck out. He didn't have a clue at that at bat. 2 gone and 2 on, and that brings up Jeremiah Howell. He was called out on strikes in the second. Jeremiah hitting at .275. He's driven home 24 teammates, 6 doubles and a triple. Boone trying to slam the door on a threat here in the fourth by the Cardinals. Here's the pitch. There's pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes. Jones at third. Norman at second. Jeremiah Howell, the last hope for the Cardinals to break through here.
On the way to Howell, swung on, lifted high in the air to right field. Andy List drifting back, makes the play, and the Spalding Spartans get themselves out of the jam. Jeremiah Howell flies out to right to end the inning. Central Decatur strands 2 in scoring position. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Our score, Spalding 2, Central Decatur nothing.
Yeah, Lone Tree in North Iowa going in game 2. Lone Tree making their first visit to the state tournament. Central Decatur, a newcomer to the tournament, although they've had pretty good baseball. They played in the sub-state a couple of other times. 2 years ago, almost came to the state, but they were beaten out by Trainer that year. Trainer lost out to Spalding in the first round last year. Here's the pitch. That's low for ball 1 to Alex Booden. Booden had a base hit his first time up, line 1 to the right to collect the Spartans' first hit. Spartans with 2 runs in the third and could have easily had more. Had a runner thrown out of the plate on a great relay from right field. Breaking ball into the dirt. Spartans got 5 straight base runners aboard. A single, a hit batsman, a single, an RBI single by Matt Reichley, RBI double by Dean Meese. 2 balls, no strikes on Alex Booden. Here's the pitch, and there's the strike. Now it's 2-1. I think they were questioning, they asked the umpire, appealed to the umpire to see if he actually got around on a check swing the last pitch, but they said no. Missed inside with a fastball. It's 2 balls and a strike. Booden going to come back to anchor the pitching staff next year again. He's 21-1 lifetime. 10-0 this year.
In the count 3-1, swung on, ground ball sharply hit. Second baseman boots it momentarily, picks it back up. Hung with it did Cole Christensen. And Alex Booden is retired 4-3 for out number 1 of the inning. Booden hit it hard to Christensen. Christensen had it bounce off the heel of the glove, but before it could even bounce to the ground, he was able to barehand it and make the throw over to first base.
In front of the ball all the time. Look like they're pretty good fundamentally, too. They just don't have the track record of the Spartans. Here's the breaking pitch, missed by Horkey. Took a wave at a high breaking ball. Last time the Spartans made back-to-back visits, they won 2 state championships, 74 and 75. That's fouled off. This is the 9th visit for the Spartans. They've been in the state title game in 5 of the previous 8 visits. They won it all in 74 and 75, again in 89 and in 2000. Dave Hying was a pitcher on that 89 team. It's into the dirt. Now he's got a youngster that's the bat boy on this team. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Luke Horkey here.
Here, 1-2 pitch, swung on, smash between the hole at short and third. And Luke Horkey is on with the 1-out single. So Luke Horkey got around on that one, hit it hard, and we're going to have a pinch runner now for Luke Horkey as Coach Bill Wepker is going to play for a little bit more speed on the base paths here. Checking into the game for Spalding will be Derek Jungers.
Going to get some high fives. That'll be the 6th hit for the Spartans. That 9 against West Harrison of the sub-state. And check into the batter's box, Andy List, senior right fielder. List struck out in his first at bat in the 3rd. Bill Wupker out, talking to home plate umpire Dennis Glancy. So he can adjust his lineup card as to who's running. Everybody's got to be recorded that gets into the game here. And our umpiring staff, all from southeast Iowa, Burlington, Fort Madison, West Burlington. Clancy behind the plate, Logus at first, Voorhees at second, and Bowen at third. We've got 4 umpires now since you're at state tournament. Well, the state championship trophy come back to the War Eagle for a 3rd year in a row. Maybe we can get a couple of state tournament titles this year. Sergeant Bluff-Over trying to win the 2A title. Incidentally, Emmetsburg tied with 2-2 in the 3rd inning in their first round game today against Jessup. Jessup just 15 and 18. Emmetsburg at 27 and 2. They're a team that can erupt at any time. It's low for the ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Andy List. Not a weak spot in the Spalding lineup. Runner at first. 1 out.
Line drive up the middle, and that's going to get in for a base hit. Taking the turn at second and holding will be Jungers. Jungers had thoughts of moving over to third base. He was held up by Bill Webker, and he scampers back to second base, and Andy List is on with a 1-out single, so back-to-back singles. The first by Horkey, the last by List, and that'll bring up Justin Kuntz.
But that was it so hard, it went through there in a hurry, and that's 7 hits now for the Spartans off Aaron Kettner. And number 9 hitter Justin Kuntz up. He had a single his last time up and scored the first run of the game. Breaking ball stays high. He was looking to bunt. So he's tipped his hand off now. They can shallow up on the defensive corners. Spartans threatening again here in the 4th. 2 on and 1 out. Bottom of the order getting it started. Slid his hands up the bat handle again, and he took it for a strike. Just hit the corner at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the stretch. Kettner trying to work out of a jam. Swing and a miss and a hard one. No bunt there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He was going for the downs. Justin Kuntz sitting at 297, but had a hit his first time up. Could likely have got him back to about 300.
1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, hit in the air, left field. Could be trouble. And that's going to be caught by the center fielder. Comes up throwing. Jungers is back on the bag at second.
The grab. The guy can move. And there's 2 in the well. That was a nice play. Ball just hung up there long enough for Erkey to get there, and he made a nice backhanded snare out about chest high in the gap. A little concerned about running into his left fielder, Sam Anderson, who was also running equally as fast right toward Erkey. 2 on, 2 out, and Adam Nye up. Hit by a pitch back in the 3rd, struck out in the 1st, breaking ball away. Now, this kid's a pretty good pitcher, but Spalding's not your ordinary hitting ball club. They've seen a lot of good-hearted throwers. They usually catch up to him eventually. Here's the pitch, breaking ball, that's in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two are out. Here's the stretch, and here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out here in the 4th. Spalding up 2-0. Scored a couple of runs on RBIs by Reichley and Meese in the 3rd. 2 guys that had a real good tournament here last year. And they're starting out with the sticks again here in 2001. That's going to be hitting the air off to the right and foul. Out of play. Count holds at 1 and 2. The number 8, number 9, and number 1 due up for Central Decatur in their half of the 5th. Spartans have rolled the lineup over here in the 4th. Adam Nye at the plate. Trying to increase this 2-run lead. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Just got a piece of it, fouled it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Adam Nye hanging tough. Beautiful day down here. Sun broke out just as we started after overcast skies. Most of the morning mist away, and it's even at 2 and 2. Nice crowd here for the first game of the state tournament. I think everybody wants to see the top seed and the defending champs back in here. Here's the stretch. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3. Got him looking. That'll take care of the Spartans in the 4th. They leave 2 out there. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 stranded. There's left 5 on now through 4 innings. It's Spalding 2, Central Decatur nothing. Now we're going to the top of the 5th inning. It's going to be number 8 hitter Tim Bowers up. Rounded off the 2nd his first time up. That's going to be hit on the nose.
Number FDIC. It's a smash. Extra bases for Tim Bowers as we start the 4th inning. Throw comes in, and Meese will hold it at short center field, and Tim Bowers is on with a triple to lead off the inning for Central Decatur. So Central Decatur gets a triple to open the inning.
Well, if you're wondering about defending state champions back, 3 of the 4 are back in the state tournament. Only 3A champ Fort Madison didn't make it back to the field. Urbandale in 4A, Dyersville, Beckman in 2A, and Spalding in 1A. Your defending champions. Spalding, the only one to be named the number 1 seed upon the return trip to the state tournament. It's fouled back by Sam Anderson. Sam Anderson, the left fielder, grounded out to third his first time up. A .324 hitter down there in the number 9 spot. That's into the dirt, gets away from Gottimer. That hit him. Apparently hit him, and the run will have to go back to third base. The run comes home. They thought it was a wild pitch, but he'll go back. So Anderson hit by the delivery on the foot. And that carried over to the back of the backstop over toward the first base dugout. And Bill Wupker going to be out of the dugout to come out and talk to Alex Bowden. Runners in the corner. Tying runs are on base. Aaron Kittner at the plate. Well, this isn't to threaten to take his pitcher out, that's for sure. He's got the best he can possibly draw out of the arsenal out there right now. Dan Schuber will get the start on Friday if the Spartans are going to play in the semifinals, Dave Hying tells me. He's kind of the pitching coach, so we picked his brain a little bit before the ball game. See what they're thinking. Bill Wupker going to clap his hands. Bill again residing in West Bend, but makes the commute over to Granville to coach their baseball team. 7 years he was there as an assistant. This is his second year as the head coach. Really thought seriously after the state title last year, not going back to Granville to coach, but he thought he owed it to the kids. 7 of the 9 starters back, he owed it to the kids to come back and coach him another year. Swing and a miss for a strike. Aaron Kittner struck out and had a bunt single last time up. He's up for the chance to help himself. Runners in the corner and nobody out. Bowden's going to really have to do some pitching here. Swing and a miss at one in the dirt, and it's 0-2. Again, this is when Bowden really can bow his neck and get tough. He's been able to slam the door on a lot of threats. Here's the stretch, and the pitch. Missed away. Gottimer had a notion to throw into a base, but nobody was standing on a base. He wanted to go to third. Likely wasn't there covering, though. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Ball gets away from Gottimer, but the runner cannot run to first base because it was occupied. But on the ball that pops out in front of the home plate, Anderson goes down to second base. It'll be a wild pitch. A strikeout on Kittner. That'll be Bowden's 5th strikeout of the ball game, and it brings up Mark Erke with 1 out. Runners at second and third. Tying runs are right there now, and Erke hitting at .533 coming into today's game. So far today is 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out. So this is a good pitcher against a good hitter. And Mr. Erke up here with a great opportunity to get his team started with a run here, maybe 2 to tie it. This one hanging in the balance here in the 5th now. 2-0 Spartans, but 2 on and 1 out, and a good hitter at the plate. No balls, 1 strike.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Meese is going to charge. His only play is going to be to first. Gets the out at first base. The run scores. So Central Decatur is on the board. 2 outs in the inning.
There's the first earned run of the postseason against the Spartans. They'll surrender that, certainly, for another out. Meese did a good job of charging the ball and had his vision blocked for a little bit as that runner Anderson passed in front of him, but he did a good job of catching it and wheeling, throwing, and working with a big stretch, and he got him by about 1.5 steps. Clean up, number 3 hitter, Jeremy Jones up. He's 1 for 2 today. Takes a strike at the knees. Tying run at third base. Gottimer's got to knock everything down. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, foul by first. Just foul. Hit it off the fist. Bowden with that great breaking ball that cuts in on right-handed hitters at the hands. No balls, 2 strikes. So here he is. Had runners on the corner to start this inning. A triple opened it. Then he hit a batter. Then he struck out Kittner. Got Mark Erke, the great 500 hitter, to hit into a weak grounder to short, but it did bring a run in. Here's the
pitch. Swung on, ground ball, right side. Should be an easy play. Up with it. Newman over to first in time. Matt Newman over to Luke Horkey, and Jeremy Jones is retired 4-3 for out number 3 of the inning. Central Decatur gets a run. They get 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, and 1 left. The 1 run was earned. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Our score, Spalding 2, Central Decatur 1.
Proverbial 5th inning stretch here at Carroll Stadium. Spartans barely escape, still with the lead in the 5th inning. They're up 2-1. Let's see if they can get some more runs here. Matt Gottimer, Matt Reichley, Dean Meese up. They all hit in succession, 2 singles and a double back in the 2-run third inning with Reichle and Meese driving in the runs. Gallagher struck out and singled. Here's the pitch. There's a strike in the corner. It's even a 1-1 to Matt Gallagher. Gallagher started the day hitting .394 with 19 doubles, a triple, and a home run. He's going to walk out at Creighton this coming fall. Look to play a little baseball for the Blue Jays. Takes that into the dirt. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. And the strikeout in the first inning was only the 5th time he's gone down on 6th time, or what to tell you, 5th time he's gone down on strikes this year. That's in for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Mr. Kentner did something right off the get-go that not many have done this year. Then he missed away, and now it's 3-2. Gallagher leads the team in drawing walks. He'll work you. 23 walks, 4 strikeouts for the year coming into today for Matt Gallagher. Fouls this pitch off. Got a tough one in on the hands. He spoiled it. Reichle on deck, and then it's Dean Meese. Back here Friday at noon. If the Spartans survive here in the opening round, but this is a good one. We thought it would be. This is the best number 1 against number 8 matchup in the opening round of either today or tomorrow in either location in any of the 4 tournaments. Every other number 1 seed has somebody at or below 500 to play. This team's 20-7, this Central Decatur team, and playing well here late. That's ball 4. He's going to walk in. Gallagher worked it and wins out. Opens the 5th with a walk, and he's one of the few catchers that people don't commit a run for. Maybe on a hot day in a blowout game they'd run for him, but he runs the bases so well normally, although he was thrown out at the plate back in the 3rd inning, kind of diffused what looked like it could have been a bigger inning. Check swing, did Reichle go around? Well, they don't appeal to anybody. Kind of surprised there. He'll take it low for ball 1. Reichle with a strikeout and an RBI single. He put the Spartans on the board back in the 3rd inning, driving in his 41st run of the year.
Swung on, ground ball, right side through the hole. Hit and run is executed to perfection. Reichle's going to take the turn at first. Gallagher's going to score the run and make it 3-1. And for the Spalding Spartans, they simply set the wheels in motion with the hit and run.
Spartan baseball, they call it. RBI for Reichle. And the Spartans go up by 2 again at 3-1. Reichle goes into second base on the air. That'll be the first air of the day, and got by that right fielder out there, Tony Smith. But they were sending Gallagher all the way. Reichle drives the run in. Dean Meese at the plate. Takes it for a strike on the outside corner. Boy, perfect execution of the hit and run. Gallagher passed right in front of the baseball. And the second baseman was heading to second to cover, and it hit right through his position. Breaking ball misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dean Meese struck out and doubled last time over the right fielder's head. That's high for the ball. It was on his double that they made a great relay to the plate and got Gallagher hung up between 3rd and home plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hittner still with plenty of pop in that fastball. Breaking ball, and Meese swings and misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the 5th and a run home. It's 3-1 Spartans. Alex Buden 6 outs away from nailing down the victory. Did get touched for an earned run, though, in the 5th.
The 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, hit in the air, right field. Right fielder drifting over, and in foul territory makes the play. Reichle's going to pick up 3rd base on the play. Right fielder Tony Smith makes a heck of a play, diving in foul territory to make the catch.
And he did manage to make the catch on it, though. So after he misplayed the hit by Reichle, Tony Smith makes a great play there. That's almost one that had been better off to drop, because Reichle was able to move up a base on that with him laying prone on the ground. And Newman at the plate. Newman has grounded out and struck out. Should mention his freshman shortstop for Central Decatur, Kyle Norman, is a big kid. He's in excess of 6 foot. It looks like about 6 foot 6'1". A good-looking freshman there. Here's the throw bluffed the throw to third base. And Reichle head first back in there. Reichle with 2 hits today in his first 3 at-bats at the state tournament. Tried to bunt. They were thinking safety squeeze there, and he fouls ball 1. Or strike 1, I should say. Matt Newman 0 for 2 today. Tried to bunt his way on in the second inning and bunted it right up the first baseline to the first baseman. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And was looking for something in the inner half to get the fastball away, and he missed it badly. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at third. Spartans would like to get him a big hit here. Get the ball in the outfield or something. Center.
0-2 pitch, swung on, hit in the air to center field. That could score the run. Center fielder drifting over. Right fielder, they collide. Reichle will score easily on the play, and Newman gets credit for the sacrifice fly. Newman knocks in the run with the RBI sacrifice fly.
Run trots home easily, 4-1. Perfect job of Spartan baseball again. Sac fly to right field, and the Spartans extend their lead to 3. Fans appreciate it. Knowledgeable fans up there at Vosburg Field. They appreciate the execution there of a job well done. 2 out, bases cleared. Just enough mistakes made in this inning for Central Decatur that they've been tapped for a couple of runs, and that may be all Alex Buden will need today. Buden at the plate, he's 1 for 2. Takes a strike on the corner. Now again, that catch that Tony Smith dove and made in foul territory actually allowed that runner to get into scoring position at third base.
Ball up the middle, shortstop, Kyle Norman boots it, throws over to first, not in time, and Buden reaches on the error.
Horky at the plate, he's grounded out and singled. Horky drilled one into center in the 4th. Here's the pitch, breaking ball, hits it on the ground, and Norman
On his last at bat, breaking ball handled this time by Norman, comes up with it, throws over to first, and Horky is retired, 6-3 for out number 3 of the inning. Spalding gets a couple of runs. They get 2 runs on 1 hit. There were 2 errors committed by Central Decatur in the inning, and the Spalding Catholic Spartans leave 1 on base. We go to the top of the 6th inning, Spalding leading 4-1.
Tournament action being brought to you today by Bunker's Feed and Supply, by Murphy Painting, Vernon Communications, and Northern Iowa Telephone, also Allers Trucking, The Garden Gate, and OK Cafe. If you're in those businesses that you're hearing about today, say a big thank you for supporting Spalding Baseball and KLEM for allowing us to come down and do these ball games. We can't do it without some financial support. It's pretty costly. Phone line installations and long-distance phone calls we do the games on. There's a base set up the middle. We'll open up this 6th inning by freshman Kyle Norman. About took Buden with it. That's his 2nd hit of the day. And it's the 6th hit of the contest for Central Decatur. And Cole Christensen up. He's singled back in the 2nd inning. Bunted his way on and then was thrown out. A little tap out in front of the plate in the 4th that had the same effects as the bunt. He hadn't hit the ball very far today. He's nearly had a 2 for 2 day, though. They just did throw him out. Golliver to Horky in the 4th inning. Runner at first and nobody out. 3-run Spartan lead. There's a strike. Spartans with 8 hits up on the board. Central Decatur with 6. Well, they've hit Alex Buden probably as well as anybody has in the postseason. Swing and a miss. Alex had a 2-hit shutout. Then he had a 5-hit shutout, I believe. Give up 6 hits to West Harrison. 6 hits so far here today to Central Decatur. Some of them have been hit pretty well. They've been solid smacks. Swing and a miss. Into the dirt.
Swing and a miss. Throw over to first base. Horky, a diving stab to save the ball from going into right field. And Horky, just a heck of a play over at first base, saves at least 2 bases. The runner is retired on the strikeout. Golliver fired it over to first base to try and get the runner who had wandered off of the...
But they had Norman picked off. At least they'll respect Golliver's arm. Tony Smith at the plate. He's fanned twice. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Left-handed hitter. Really stuck in there pretty well against Buden. But he's been vulnerable to the outside pitch. He really takes big cuts at everything. Big, long swing. Misses that one. Alex just keeps going away. And he hasn't been able to touch those all day. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. Cardinals down to the last 5 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Now it's 4 outs away from going back to Leon. Jeremiah Howell up with 2 out and 1 on. The inning started promisingly enough. Got the Central Decatur fans kind of excited, but it's being diffused about as quickly. With Christensen and Smith both going down on strikes. Howell called out on strikes in the second. He flied out to right in the fourth, leaving runners at second and third. First pitch is in for a strike. Says Dennis Blancy out of Burlington. Beautiful sunshiny day, some big old puffy clouds overhead. It's a great Chamber of Commerce day in Carroll. Breaking ball, just missed the way, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Alex hasn't been given that favorable outside corner on that late breaking curveball of his. If he doesn't get that pitch, he struggles sometimes. And he's maybe been hit a little more today because he has not gotten that pitch. Just inside, it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Being forced to throw more pitches today than he normally does. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss. Fastball in the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Central Decatur was about everything we heard they would be. 20-7. Nice ball club. A little surprised to not seed it a little higher. Breaking ball. Oh, he waved out and missed it. Got him to chase one out of the zone. Struck out to the side in the 6th. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. Bowden 3 outs away from nailing down a tournament opening victory for the Spartans. Spartans lead it 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 8 tournament action being brought to you by Hanson Grain and Livestock, Windmill Park, Jewelers, Poverty Acres Feedlot Incorporated, Carl's Bodybuilders, and Bowden Plumbing and Heating. Of course, this won't be the last tournament baseball or softball on KLEM today. Marcus Merritt, Cleghorn, and Pocahontas. Going to be a call tonight we'll make from the 1A Regional Finals in Cleghorn. Andy List will lead off the 6th and swings and misses at the first offering for a strike. Andy has struck out and singled in this ballgame, 1 for 2. Congratulations to the Spalding girls, too. Finished a nice 30-7 season. Kind of upset last Friday night by Woodbury Central in the regional quarterfinals. But they had a good year. 1 ball, 1 strike to Andy List. Then it's Justin Kuntz and then Adam Nye. That's a strike. Check swing, strike. List kind of double takes back at the umpire. Couldn't believe he called it. He just realized he had a strike called on him. He thought he check swinged it. It wasn't in the zone, so they called it a swinging strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
In the 3rd, here's the pitch, ground ball, 3rd baseman. Up with it is Tim Bowers, throws across the diamond to Jeremy Jones, and List is retired. 5-3 for out number 1 of the inning.
Spartans took advantage of everything they were given that inning. They put the pressure on, and they finally got Central Decatur to crack a little. Kuntz with a second.
Here's the pitch, swung on, softly hit line drive, 1 hopped over to the second baseman. Christensen up with it over to Jones for out number 2 of the inning.
Spartans, Adam Nye comes to the plate. He's hitless in 2 at-bats. He struck out twice, sandwiched around being hit by a pitch. But he was kind of the cornerstone of that 3rd inning that the Spartans broke through for 2 runs. Kuntz in the number 9 spot started it off with a single, and then Nye got hit, set the table for Golliver, Reichley, and Meese to get hits in succession. Nye with a big cut there for a swing and a miss. Probably strikes out more than you'd like your leadoff man, too. He's a very aggressive hitter, but he's got a high on-base percentage. Finds ways to get on plenty of times, too. And they like him in the leadoff spot. Fairly good speed in the base paths. Controls center field defensively. Usually have your faster guy out there. 1 ball, 1 strike on Nye. Starter on last year's team. Checked off of that one. Breaks out of the strike zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Palm Tree and North Iowa will play the 2 o'clock game today. A couple of more games tonight. Linville Sully and Mason City Newman ought to be a good one. And then Lansing Key and Coon Rapids Bayard. Swing and a miss for strike 2, 2-2. Will it be a rematch of last year's finals come Saturday afternoon? Spalding and Lansing Key. That's going to be a war in the bottom of the bracket. 1A probably loaded more than any of the other classes. This ought to be quite a battle to the finish. That ball's back to the screen. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Adam Nye, we've had 1 walk today out of these pitchers. Bowden customarily doesn't walk anybody, and he hasn't. And Golliver begged to walk in a 3-2 pitch last inning to set up a run-producing inning. That's fouled back. That's the only walk Aaron Kittner has offered up today. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Adam Nye battling him. This is why they like this guy in the leadoff spot. He'll fight you, fouls it back again. They can Kittner throw a little bit. For Central Decatur, they're at the number 8, 9, and 1 spots in their order in the 7th. They trail it 4-1 to Spalding. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. That'll ring him up. Spartans go down in order. For Gittner, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikeouts for him today. We go to the 7th inning. Spartans lead it 4-1 back in 60. Last year's state tournament, Spartans were the first at bat and scored 10 runs on Trainer in their very first at bat. Next game out against Linville Sully, a 3-run first inning, so they were really tough to try and stay with in the opening innings. Last year, they were really swinging big bats. Dave Hine had an interesting thought. He said he didn't think the offense has been as potent this year for anybody around the area because of the change in the rules pertaining to the bats and the bat size. That's really slowed the offense down. Not near as many home runs this summer. Foul tip to leadoff hitter Tim Bowers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. So initially, I think the Spartans maybe aren't as potent offensively as last year. He thinks everybody's offense is down some, and the bats have had a lot to do with it. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Bowden with 4 strikeouts in a row now here at the end of the ballgame. 9 strikeouts for Alex Bowden there on opening day of the tournament, making an impressive debut showing. He could be back here next year even. He won a game here last year as a sophomore, closing in on 22-1 for his career. Ground ball to short.
He should have it. Up with it, throws over to first, in time, and Anderson is retired, 6-3, for out number 2 of the inning. And now Aaron Kittner, the last chance for Central Decatur here in the top of the 7th inning, with Central Decatur trailing 4-1.
Anderson retired. The Spartans down to 1 more out, and they're moving on to the semifinals Friday afternoon at noon. This has been a tough game, though. This Central Decatur team is a good one. They'll go home with nothing to be ashamed of. They're down to the last out. Aaron Kittner at the plate. He has struck out, singled, and struck out Wayne Bowers, and on the way from going into retirement. Guy announced after 20 seasons of coaching, 17 with Central Decatur, he finally got to the state tournament. This would be a good place to call it quits. He was hoping maybe a state championship would be at the end of the line. They're down to their last hope to still keep those dreams alive. Alex Bowden is just rolling on. They've touched him for an earned run, but that's it today. There's the strike. Wriggle out of a second and third one-out situation in the 4th with a strikeout and a flyout. A leadoff triple in the 5th, then followed by a hit batter. There's a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. And then he got a strikeout, a ground out that scored the run, and another ground out, and he wriggled off the hook there. There's only 2 innings that Central Decatur's really threatened. They got a run, that's it. It was 2-1 before the Spartans came back in the bottom of the 5th with a couple of unearned runs. 2-1 pitch. That's inside. It's 3-1. Trying to overthrow a little bit now. He's trying to reach back for that little bit of extra. Kittner trying to work him here a little bit. 2 outs and nobody on in the top of the 7th. Spalding up 4-1. There's a line drive.
Swung on, line drive into right field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit for Central Decatur. Aaron Kittner on with a 2-out single here in the 7th inning. That'll bring up Mark Erk.
Erkey was up with runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 5th. He's a .526 hitter, .533 hitter, and he drove the run in with a ground out. They got him to hit a weak grounder to Meese. They took it out for a run at that point. And then Bowden was able to shut the door with the tying run at third base, getting Gittner picked off first base.
Throw by Horkey over to the shortstop covering. semifinals. Alex Gooden able to pick the runner off at first base. It went 1 to 3 to 6 to 3, and that's the final out as Aaron Kentner is retired on the base paths. He's picked off the bases for out number 3 of the 7th inning. For Central Decatur, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. That's our final. Central Decatur loses to the Spalding Spartans 4-1 this afternoon in the Class 1A state quarterfinal.